Well, now let's learn to surf, go abseiling and visit a koala hospital, all at Port Macquarie with guest reporter Dr. Sally Grainger.
Port Macquarie is a classic Australian coastal town with pristine beaches that meet the blue Pacific Ocean. And it seems to have a very active little community with people everywhere surfing, sailing, fishing and generally enjoying the great outdoors. So I think I'm going to get in amongst it.
Port Macquarie is just about midway between Sydney and Brisbane, a location locals claim means perfect weather conditions all year round. That great climate and plenty of waterways means there's a big range of outdoor activities on offer. It's the golden beaches and the lure of the surf that has me excited to get involved.
Well, as an Australian living in Australia, where we have some of the best beaches in the world, I have to say I feel a little obliged to learn how to surf. So today I've headed down to Flynn's Beach where I can get some tips from the experts.
Today I'm off to school, the Port Macquarie Surf School to be exact, with my teacher Wayne Hudson.
Hey Wayne.
How you going? Welcome to Flynn's Beach.
Thank you. Now I have to admit I've tried to pick up a board once or twice before, but it's actually harder than it looks.
Yeah, it is a challenge when you try to do it yourself, but if you get in good, capable hands, qualified instructors through a professional surf school, it diminishes those challenges and makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, if you pick the right beach, right tide, and you have light winds, it makes it a lot easier to catch the waves rather than going to a beach where it's dumping and it's big and it's really strong currents. So picking the right beach at the right time makes it a whole lot easier. The water's warm, it's a sunny day, so you're not going to get much better than this.
Well, you can't complain. We're going to have fun anyway.
Yeah. So get everyone to hop down there and just practice, pretend they're paddling. So everyone pretend you're paddling. Okay, the wave hits you right on the tail now, pop up. Nice. Probably don't need to show you how to jump up now that you all just jumped up so well.
Then it's down the beach we run and out into the surf, a bit mindful that the Travel Oz camera is running and my first attempt might be a wipeout.
Have I got a board that's going to help me out as well?
Yeah, all the boards that we use are big, soft, stable surfboards, so you shouldn't be worried about them because they're not hard fiberglass boards. If you fall off and you actually bump yourself with them, soft so they're not going to hurt, and the extra width they have in them, stable, so when you do get up, they're not going to wobble around and spin out.
I am encouraged by how well the other learners are doing. These are good beginner waves, so getting my balance should be easy. Of course, I fall off, but wave after wave, I start getting the hang of it.
Do you reckon you could teach anyone to learn how to surf?
Yes, everyone that we've had in the last probably decade of surfing, everyone stood up. Maybe not for too long, some of them, but they've all stood up, so everyone can do it.
Yes, even I can do it, after just an hour of tuition. Back on my land legs, I head inland for a range of wildlife encounters around the billabong. Tawny frogmouths sitting ever so still, waiting for food to come to them. Fruit bats hanging high in the trees. And koalas content in their eucalyptus trees. With so many koalas living close to houses here in Port Macquarie, a number of them get injured and end up here, in the world's only hospital that treats just koalas. Today, these koalas are recovering from a range of accidents and diseases.
Now, Helen, this koala hospital is actually very unique, I believe, in Australia and even the world.
We're the only hospital that deals just with koalas.
And this hospital is run by the Koala Preservation Society?
Yes, which is made up of volunteers. We have about 120 plus volunteers who run the hospital, and we have to raise all the funds to run the hospital every year. We have 2 paid staff, our supervisor and our leaf getter, and we cost us up to about $200,000 to run the hospital and pay for their wages and things like that every year.
Right. So how many koalas are you actually having to treat every year?
Throughout the year we get about 250 to 300 koalas come through here.
On a tour of the Koala Hospital, Helen Mears shows me some surprisingly sophisticated treatment rooms.
This is our intensive care unit, and we have 8 little units in here. 4 of them we have koalas in at the moment. We did release 2 koalas into the recovery yards this morning.
And so some of the reasons for the koalas being in here?
Chlamydia, which is a very nasty disease, and also we have motor vehicle accidents and koalas with conjunctivitis, infections in their eyes. And in here we have Gloria, who must like coming here because this is at least her 3rd visit.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately this time it's a motor vehicle accident.
Okay, so obviously she had a very serious injury, like a dislocated hip or a fracture or something?
She had a dislocated hip, and the vet that works here with us operated on her, and she seems to be doing quite well.
Okay.
Of course, all koalas are soft and cuddly, but the cutest of them all are the joeys.
Well, what have we got here?
Well, we've got 2 little orphan joeys, and they're being home reared at the moment, and this is Barb, and this is her little female Bee, I was going to say Koala,
yes.
and this is Judy with a little male who's called Cole.
What does koala rearing involve?
Well, 24 hours TLC in these ladies' homes, and quite often hourly feeds on demand initially.
So, just like a human baby?
A bit worse actually.
Bit worse?
More demanding. They will be home reared and they'll stay in their homes till they get to about 2.5 kilos, and all going well then they'll come into the yards here and stay till they're about 3.5 kilos, and then they'll be released.
One final experience around to Port Macquarie. We're heading into the hinterland for my first attempt at abseiling with my bush-loving, cliff-jumping guide, Sam Dalton.
So Sam, what is it that you love about this area?
Oh, everything. I grew up here. I've been operating the area for about 11 odd years, so it's just everything's within such close proximity. You've got beautiful coastline to the east, you've got such an expansive network of rivers and lakes, as you can see, and plenty of mountains to take your pick of abseiling, what have you. So the beauty of this area is that, you know, during the entire day you might be lucky to see 2 or 3 other people. You're not competing with any other abseiling outfits. It's just you and your ropes and the birds and the trees, that's it.
Today, where are you going to be taking me?
Well, we're going to stay in a very nice little gentle, what we call a nursery boulder. It's about 2 metres. It's broken up in 2 progressive stages, so nice little easy gentle one just to get your eye in, and from there we'll progress to bigger during the course of the day.
So you can start me off nice and easy because I'm a little nervous.
Very small, very small.
But is there something here for the people that are more advanced or even expert?
Absolutely. On a full day you might do anywhere between 6 and 7 different jumps. So if we start on a 2 metre nursery boulder, you've got your pick of abseils right up to about 54 metres, which is 18 stories.
54 metres.
So yeah, if you can get off 54 metres at the end of the day, which I think in 11 years I'll probably have half a dozen people, maybe a handful of people that haven't, you know, you'll get an awesome day out of it.
And so how long does it take, do you reckon, before you're confident enough to really launch yourself off a big cliff?
Look, I've had some people come out that were really apprehensive about going off 2 metres, and within probably 4 or 5 hours they were going off 54 metres, 18 stories. So start small, build big, and just no pressure, take your time.
Well, I have to say I've got a bit of a fear of heights, so jumping off the side of a cliff isn't really a natural thing for me to think I should do. However, if you want to get the most out of life and if you want the best view in town, sometimes you've just got to do it.
Go nuts.
Okay.
You're right, mate. Travel Oz! Travel, travel.